Denver Nuggets. As I pull up my notes late, okay. The Denver Nuggets. I have them being the 5th seed in the West, going 48-34 on the season. Denver. They're probably gonna have a starting lineup until Jamal Murray, because Jamal Murray comes back. They're probably gonna run Monte Morris. I don't even know. At the shooting guard position, maybe like Will Barton. Will Barton. Michael Porter Jr., Jeff Green or Jermichael Green, and then Jokic. Or something similar to that. Honestly, I don't know. But they might run something similar to that. First I'm going to talk about Jokic, of course. Jokic coming off an MVP year. He's going to have a good year again. Of course, coming off of MVP years, they don't win another one. Unless they win a back-to-back like Giannis or Curry. Or LeBron twice. But I don't think Jokic is going to repeat. I think that one MVP is good enough for him. He's already solidified in NBA history as an MVP, most valuable player for a year. So I think that's going to be good enough for him to mark his spot in NBA history. Well, I mean, yeah, because MVP, it's rare that you win an MVP award. There's only been like 74 MVPs in NBA history. And there's about to be a 75th one. But at the end of the day, after you win one, you're already in a pretty rare club out of thousands of NBA players who have played in the league. So, and the reason I say thousands is, if you take today, we have like 400 NBA players. Go back 20 years, that's a completely different 400 NBA players. Go back another 20 years, that's completely different, like not 400 back then, but maybe 300. But you get my point. Anyways, moving on. I wonder how many players have played in the league. Probably more than 1,000, definitely. But I'm getting off topic. Jamal Murray had that terrible injury. I wish he didn't get injured. I really wanted a Nuggets versus Jazz or Jazz versus Suns conference finals, but instead we got Clippers versus Suns, and that was still decent, but like, it would have been so much better if it was Nuggets versus Jazz, man, or if it was Nuggets versus Jazz versus Suns. Jazz versus Suns would have been amazing too. It's just, I wish Jamal Murray didn't get injured. If Jamal Murray didn't get injured, I could see the Nuggets possibly winning that series and then making it to the conference finals. And then we would have seen another different team in the finals, and that would have been amazing. But yeah, other than I hope Jamal Murray comes back soon. 1, he's Canadian. 2, he's one of my favorite players, mainly because of his play style, because he's one of those shooters / slashers that I really like to see. And he can also, not really as much defensive, but yeah, you know what I mean. And, he's like just one of those guys who you like to see. He's fun to watch. And then especially with Jokic on the floor with them, it's nice. But for now, Monte Morris, Facundo Campazzo, and Austin Rivers are going to have to make up for what they lost in him. And I don't know if they're going to be able to do that, but we'll see. I completely forgot Aaron Gordon was on this team. He's going to be definitely starting over Jeff Green and Jermichael Green. Oh my gosh. How did I forget that? They did lose Paul Millsap, which is a bit of a loss, but at the same time, Paul Millsap was getting old. So it's not as much of a loss as it would have been maybe 2 years ago. And then we have the big topic, probably the main topic of this video, Michael Porter Jr. Or one of the main topics, Michael Porter Jr. Michael Porter Jr., I remember he got selected with the 13th pick. He was supposed to be way higher, but it was because of injury. And he fell in the draft, but now the Nuggets have a nice young core with Porter Jr., Jamal Murray, and Jokic. Porter Jr. has been in a lot of conversations. People are saying this is going to be his breakout year. He's going to win Most Improved. And I think that is very possible. He's not my number one pick for that award, but he's definitely one of the runner-ups. Because Michael Porter Jr., if he gets better defensively, it's over for the league. It's because he's really, he's just good. He's kind of like that lanky forward that can score the ball really well, kind of like KD, but not really like KD. It's like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Michael Porter Jr., so many people have him as the Most Improved. But I don't know if it's gonna be him. I don't really want it to be him because I want it to be OG Anunoby. But yeah, he's definitely gonna be up there. He's definitely gonna be up there, and especially with Jamal Murray out, he's gonna get a lot more touches, and he's probably gonna be given more responsibility with the ball. And who knows? Maybe he can contribute. Maybe he can become that third star, and they can have a big three brought up all on their own with their own draft picks. That would be really nice to see the Nuggets do, because it's rare that these days you see a team that was completely built, their stars are completely built up from the bottom. Jokic drafted in 2014, Murray drafted in 2016, and Porter Jr. drafted in 2018. That's crazy. They were drafted 2 years apart from each other. And then 2020, I don't know who they drafted. I don't know who did they draft in 2020. I don't know, but my point is, Porter Jr., could be his breakout year. At the end of the day, I hope it is. I hope it is, because somebody has to make up for what they're losing in Jamal Murray. Anyways, that'll be it for this video. If you enjoyed, like, subscribe, share, comment down below tips, tricks, or ideas you have on this channel. That'll leave me today. I'll see you guys next time. I'm out. Peace.